What if the Great Pyramid of Giza was never a tomb? What if its true purpose was not to preserve a dead king's body, but to generate, concentrate, and broadcast a specific frequency? The same frequency that the ancient Vedic sages had already codified thousands of years earlier in the Samaveda. This is not a theory from the fringes of archaeology. This is a question that emerges from the intersection of geology, acoustics, and the oldest surviving musical notation in human history. Let us begin with the stone itself. The Great Pyramid is not made of uniform material. The bulk of the structure is local limestone, but the king's chamber, the central room at the heart of the pyramid, is built entirely of massive blocks of pink granite. Each block weighs between 40 and 70 tons. Granite is not local to Giza. These blocks were transported from Aswan, over 800 kilometers up the Nile. Moving 70-ton blocks across 800 kilometers of river and desert was not a casual decision. It was a deliberate, monumental engineering choice. The question is, why? Granite contains between 10% and 40% quartz. Quartz is a piezoelectric crystal. When subjected to mechanical stress or vibration, quartz generates an electrical charge. This is not speculation. It is a well-documented physical property used in modern electronics, from quartz watches to precision oscillators and radio transmitters. A chamber built entirely of granite, designed to vibrate at a specific frequency, would generate a measurable electrical field. The pyramid would not just contain energy, it would actively produce it. But what frequency? In the 1990s, acoustic engineer John Stuart Reid conducted extensive sound experiments inside the king's chamber. He discovered that the chamber resonates at a fundamental frequency of approximately 114 hertz. This is not a random number. At 114 hertz, sound waves bounce off the granite walls and create a standing wave, a stable, self-reinforcing vibration that does not dissipate. The chamber was designed to hold this frequency. More recently, in 2018, an international team of scientists from Germany, Russia, and France conducted a large-scale acoustic study of the Great Pyramid using non-invasive scanning techniques. They confirmed that the king's chamber acts as a resonant cavity, tuned to specific low frequencies, with 114 hertz being the dominant mode. The chamber, they concluded, was engineered for acoustic performance, not for the silence of a tomb, but for the vibration of a living technology. Granite walls resonating at 114 hertz, quartz crystals generating piezoelectric voltage, a chamber designed as a resonator, not a burial vault. The evidence suggests the pyramid was a machine. And then there's the second clue. What else resonates at 114 hertz? Gregorian chant. Medieval European monks, singing in stone abbeys thousands of years after the pyramids were built, independently arrived at the same frequency. The deep, sustained tones of Gregorian chant, particularly the low drone notes, center around 110 to 120 hertz, with 114 hertz being a common resonant fundamental. These monks did not have access to Egyptian engineering manuals. They did not know about the resonant frequency of the king's chamber, and yet they chose to sing in stone buildings that amplified exactly that frequency. Coincidence? Perhaps. But there is a third data point that makes coincidence far less likely. The Samaveda is the third of the four Vedas, composed in India thousands of years before the pyramids were built. Its name means the knowledge of chant, the Veda of musical tones and sacred frequencies. The Samaveda codifies the 7 basic notes, saptasvara, which form the foundation of Indian classical music. These 7 notes are not arbitrary. They are derived from the natural harmonic series, the same mathematical ratios that govern overtones in any vibrating system. Fundamental drone notes of the Samaveda and the tonica sa, when tuned to the standard Vedic pitch, corresponds to approximately 114 hertz in modern frequency measurement. Note that this is the same frequency at which the king's chamber resonates, the same frequency the Gregorian monks would later chant in stone cathedrals. 3 civilizations, 3 continents, 3 different eras, the same frequency. The Samaveda goes further. It is not merely a musical notation, it is a technology of sound. The verses were never written down in the way we think of writing. They were transmitted orally with precise rules of intonation, duration, and pitch accent. A single wrong note was considered not just a mistake, but a cosmic error, because the sound itself was believed to structure reality. Modern science calls this cymatics, the study of visible sound vibration. When a frequency is passed through a medium like sand, water, or powder, it creates geometric patterns. Different frequencies create different shapes, and some frequencies give rise to striking 6-fold symmetry, hexagonal forms. Interestingly, the same hexagonal geometry appears in sacred art across Egypt, India, and Europe. The Samaveda did not need to explain cymatics. It simply codified the frequencies that produced the patterns and transmitted them across millennia with perfect fidelity. Now return to the Great Pyramid. The king's chamber resonates at 114 hertz. The walls are piezoelectric granite. The chamber is positioned at the exact center of the pyramid's mass, where vibrational energy would be maximized. Above the king's chamber, 5 granite relieving chambers distribute the weight of the pyramid, but they also create a stepped acoustic gradient, amplifying and focusing the resonance. Below the king's chamber, a descending passage leads to an unfinished subterranean chamber carved into the bedrock. This chamber, according to some researchers, was designed to tap into the Earth's natural low-frequency vibration, the Schumann resonance, the electromagnetic pulse of the planet itself. The pyramid would have been a machine that converted Earth's natural frequency into a concentrated, usable form. What was that energy used for? The Samaveda may have the answer. In the Vedic tradition, sound is not merely vibration. Sound is information. The 7 notes of the Saptasvara are not just musical notes. They are the building blocks of creation itself. The universe, according to the Vedas, is a vibration, not a Brahma. The world is sound. The Samaveda is the technology for tuning into that vibration. The pyramid would have been the amplifier. The monks in medieval abbeys did not know they were singing at the same frequency as the king's chamber. The Vedic sages did not know that granite contains quartz crystals that vibrate at the same fundamental resonance as their sacred drone note. The Egyptian engineers did not leave records explaining that they built the pyramid as an acoustic resonator, and yet the frequency connects them. This is not a claim that Egyptians learned from Indians, or Indians from Egyptians, or that Gregorian monks traveled to Giza. The evidence does not support direct transmission. What it supports is something far more interesting: independent discovery of the same fundamental principle. Sound structures matter. Frequency is a technology. And different civilizations, separated by thousands of years and thousands of miles, arrived at the same frequency because it is a law of physics, not a cultural invention. 114 hertz is not a sacred number because anyone decided it was. 114 hertz is a resonant frequency of granite. It is a harmonic of the Earth's natural vibration. It is the tonic of the Samaveda's drone note. It emerges from the physics of the universe itself. Any civilization that built in stone, that sang in resonant chambers that measured the harmonic series, would eventually arrive at this frequency. It was not a discovery. It was an inevitability. The Great Pyramid was not a monument to a dead king. It was a technology tuned to the frequency of life itself. The Samaveda was not a religious chant. It was a frequency manual passed down by voice across thousands of years. Gregorian chant was not a medieval invention. It was the rediscovery of the same principle in a different time and place. And here's what this means for you. The frequency that resonated in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid, that vibrated through the voices of Vedic priests chanting the Samaveda, that echoed through medieval abbeys, that frequency is still here. It is not locked in the past. It is a natural property of the universe, available to any human being with a voice and a chamber to sing in. Your own voice, in the right space, can produce the same vibration. Your own body, which is 60% water, responds to frequency. Sound is not something you hear, something you become. The pyramid was not a tomb. It was a technology of resonance, built by people who understood the universe is not made of matter, but of vibration. The Samaveda was not a collection of hymns. It was a frequency map designed to tune human consciousness to the same vibration that structures the cosmos. The wall between ancient wisdom and modern science is an illusion. The frequency has always been there. It does not require belief. It does not require faith. It only requires a chamber that resonates, a voice that sings and ears that are ready to hear. The pyramid is a stone ear listening to the earth. The Samaveda is a voice that has been singing the same note for 5,000 years. And you are the chamber. The question is, what frequency are you tuned to? Subscribe for more.